Most AI systems do not fail because the model is weak. They fail because nobody decided where the human belongs. So the person ends up everywhere, reviewing everything, approving nothing meaningful, becoming a slow, stressed out speed bump inside a system that was supposed to create leverage. Human in the loop is not a moral sticker. It is an architecture decision. The question is not, should a human review the AI? The question is, at which point does human judgment create the most value per unit of attention? Because attention is the most expensive component in the system. Most teams add human review at the output layer. The AI generates something. A person checks it, then the system moves on. Iksho. That works for tiny workflows. But at scale, it creates a bottleneck. The human becomes quality control, compliance, editor, debugger, product manager, and emotional support all at once. That is not a loop. That is a queue. You can trust this framing because it does not start with model hype. It starts with systems design. Every useful AI workflow has the same basic pieces: inputs, context, reasoning, action, evaluation, and feedback. A human can sit at any of those points, but each position has a different cost, speed, and risk profile. The goal is not to keep humans close to everything. The goal is to place them where judgment changes the outcome. The first place to keep a person is before the model runs. This is the input layer. Here, the human defines the goal, constraints, source material, audience, tone, risk boundaries, and success criteria. This is where many AI systems quietly break. The model is blamed, but the assignment was vague. A strong human at the input layer turns AI from a guessing engine into an execution engine. They do not micromanage the output. They sharpen the problem. The second position is the context gate. This is where a person decides what the AI is allowed to know for this task. This matters more than most people think. Bad context creates confident garbage. Too much context creates noise. Missing context creates elegant but useless answers. In serious workflows, the human does not just prompt. They curate. They decide which documents, examples, policies, customer signals, and constraints deserve to enter the system. That is leverage. One good context decision can improve every downstream step. The third position is the decision boundary. This is where AI suggests, but the human commits. Use this when the action has real-world consequences: publishing, spending, deleting, messaging a customer, changing production systems, altering legal, medical, financial, or brand-sensitive material. The model can prepare options, it can compare trade-offs, it can draft the action, but the human owns the irreversible move. This is not because humans are always right. They are not. It is because accountability must live somewhere, and you cannot outsource accountability to a prediction engine. The fourth position is the exception layer. This is one of the highest leverage placements. Instead of reviewing everything, the human reviews what the system cannot confidently handle: edge cases, conflicts, low confidence outputs, policy tension, strange inputs, unusual user behavior. This is how mature systems scale. The normal path runs automatically. The weird path escalates. The human is no longer a permanent bottleneck. They become a specialist for ambiguity. That is a much better use of human judgment. The fifth position is evaluation. This is where the human stops checking individual outputs and starts checking the system. Are the outputs drifting? Are the decisions aligned with the intended strategy? Are mistakes repeating? Are users correcting the same thing over and over? This is the difference between editing and engineering. Editing fixes one result. Evaluation improves the machine that produces results. If you want leverage, do not only ask, is this answer good? Ask, why did the system produce this kind of answer? And how do we make the next 100 better? The sixth position is the feedback loop. This is where human corrections become system memory. Most people waste feedback. They fix the output, move on, and repeat the same correction tomorrow. That is manual labor wearing an AI costume. A better system captures the correction. Was the prompt wrong? Was the context missing? Was the policy unclear? Was the evaluation too loose? The human should not be trapped inside the loop forever. Their job is to teach the loop what better looks like. So where should you keep the human? Use a simple rule. Place the person where the combination of risk, ambiguity, and value is highest. Low risk, low ambiguity, low value decisions can usually be automated. High risk, high ambiguity, high value decisions need human judgment close by. Everything else needs instrumentation, sampling, and escalation. The mistake is treating human review as a binary switch. It is not on or off. It is a routing strategy. When you design human in the loop properly, the system gets faster and safer at the same time. The AI handles volume. The human handles judgment. The logs reveal patterns. The feedback improves the workflow. That is the real promise. Not replacing people. Not babysitting machines. Building a system where human attention compounds instead of evaporates. The person stops being the emergency brake. They become the steering layer. So tie it back to the dangerous button. The issue was never whether a human should be in the loop. The issue was where. Keep people at the input when the problem needs shape. Keep them at the context gate when the system needs truth. Keep them at the decision boundary when consequences matter. Keep them at exceptions, evaluation, and feedback when you want scale. One takeaway: do not add human review. Engineer human judgment. Subscribe to Mind Games Labs for systems, AI architecture, and digital leverage without the noise. And for deeper work across AI, apps, and execution systems, go to ectd.com.au.